Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about something we all desire but often forget how to achieve: living life king size. When you hear live life king size, what comes to mind? A mansion, a luxury car, endless vacations? Society has tricked us into thinking that royalty comes from wealth, fame, or material grandeur. But the true essence of living life king size lies in how fully, fearlessly, and freely we live each moment. A king doesn't need a crown to feel powerful. He needs clarity of purpose, courage in action, and compassion in heart. Living king size is not about how much you have, but how you show up in your own life, how you take decisions boldly, how you love without holding back, how you pursue your dreams relentlessly, and how you lift others as you rise. Stop waiting for the perfect day, perfect job, or perfect partner to enjoy life. That mindset steals your present. A true king creates joy from what he already has. Start dressing your mindset like royalty, with confidence, gratitude, and self-worth. Speak to yourself like you're worthy of greatness. Live with purpose, love deeply, laugh loudly, give generously, and never settle for an average life when you were born to be extraordinary. To live king size is to take control of your choices. Don't let life push you around. Be intentional. Make bold decisions even if you risk failure. A king doesn't sit back, he leads his life with power and purpose. Living large doesn't mean luxury cars or giant houses. It means inner peace, meaningful relationships, good health, and having time for what matters. When you value these, you start living richly. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Purpose is stronger than perfection. When you chase meaning rather than ease, you begin to live with direction, and that makes your life majestic. A true king appreciates what he has. Gratitude turns the smallest moments into golden ones. It rewires your focus from scarcity to abundance and allows you to live with a full heart every day. You don't need approval to feel worthy. When you believe in your value, you walk, talk, and act differently. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's quiet royalty. It's knowing who you are and not shrinking to fit in. True kings are generous. Give time, energy, kindness, and knowledge. Don't give to get, give to grow. The more you give, the larger your life becomes. You rise by lifting others, and that's the king-size spirit. Make your life feel royal not by grand events, but by finding magic in the mundane. A walk with someone you love, a sunrise, a deep conversation, these are what make your life feel truly king-size. A king-size life is filled with deep, fearless love for people, passions, and the present moment. Don't hold back. Be all in. Speak love, show love, and live love. That's what makes life rich beyond measure. To live life king-size, the first and most crucial step is to live boldly, not passively. Life doesn't reward those who simply exist. It elevates those who choose to participate fully, without hesitation or fear. Bold living means stepping into each day with intention, with the courage to face the unknown, and with a mindset that says, I will not let this day pass me by. It's about owning your decisions, even the tough ones, instead of letting others decide the direction of your life. Passivity breeds regret. When you wait for the right time, the right person, or the right opportunity, you give up the steering wheel of your life. Living passively means letting circumstances define you. But when you live boldly, you define the moment, no matter the odds. A king doesn't wait for someone to hand him the crown. He rises and claims it through his actions. Boldness isn't loud or reckless. It's not about being aggressive or always in control. It's the quiet confidence that you deserve a meaningful life, and you're willing to take the risks necessary to create it. It's starting that business you've dreamed of, applying for the job you think is out of reach, standing up for what's right even if it's unpopular, and walking away from what no longer serves you. Living boldly also means allowing yourself to fail. Because failure is not a sign of weakness. It's the stamp of a life truly lived. You can't live king-size while playing small. Every bold move you make, every leap you take outside your comfort zone, builds the life that reflects your truest, most powerful self. Boldness doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees growth, and growth is the essence of a life lived like royalty. When we hear the word wealth, our minds often rush to images of luxury cars, sprawling mansions, bank balances, or exotic vacations. But the truth is, real wealth goes far beyond financial prosperity. Living life king-size is not just about how much money you accumulate, it's about how rich you are in the things that truly matter: health, time, love, freedom, purpose, and inner peace. Money can buy comfort, but it can't buy contentment. It can rent attention, but never true connection. Many people chase wealth thinking it will give them a sense of fulfillment, only to find themselves emotionally bankrupt, exhausted, or empty. On the other hand, a person who lives with meaning, passion, and presence, even with modest resources, is richer in ways money can never measure. True wealth lies in having a life you don't need a vacation from. Waking up excited for the day ahead, being surrounded by people who love and uplift you, and having the freedom to do what aligns with your soul. If you have good health, strong relationships, a peaceful mind, and a sense of direction, you are already wealthier than many millionaires. Living king size also means valuing time as your most precious currency. You can always earn more money, but you can't buy more time. How you spend your hours reflects how you value your life. When you invest your time in growth, service, creativity, and joy, you build a wealth that no market crash can touch. The greatest kings in history were not remembered for their treasure chest, but for their wisdom, vision, and how they impacted the lives of others. So start shifting your mindset. Measure wealth by the depth of your relationships, the strength of your character, the peace in your heart, and the joy you experience in small, ordinary moments. That's the kind of richness that creates a truly royal life. One of the biggest misconceptions that holds people back from living a king-size life is the belief that everything needs to be perfect. The perfect plan, perfect timing, perfect skills, perfect circumstances. But perfection is a moving target, an illusion that often leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and missed opportunities. The truth is, you don't need perfection to live powerfully. You need purpose. Living with purpose means waking up each day with a sense of direction, no matter how messy or unpredictable life gets. Purpose is the compass that keeps you grounded when life's storms hit. It's what fuels your energy, sharpens your focus, and gives meaning to your actions. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to know why you're doing what you're doing. When you prioritize purpose over perfection, you free yourself from the exhausting need to appear flawless. You start accepting your flaws as part of your growth, your setbacks as part of your journey. Kings aren't born from smooth paths. They're shaped by battles, scars, and lessons. The pursuit of perfection often leads to stagnation, while the pursuit of purpose pushes you into progress. Purpose gives you permission to take imperfect action. You launch that idea even if it's not polished. You speak your truth even if your voice shakes. You start the journey even if the road ahead is unclear. Purpose doesn't demand that you be the best. It demands that you be genuine, committed, and resilient. Also, when you focus on purpose, your self-worth no longer hinges on how perfectly you perform, but on how authentically you live. You start showing up not to impress the world, but to express who you truly are. You begin to attract experiences and people that align with your soul, not just your image. A king-size life isn't defined by flawlessness. It's defined by fulfillment. And fulfillment comes from chasing purpose, not chasing perfection. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for living a life that feels truly king-size. In a world constantly pushing us to chase more success, more recognition, more possessions, we often overlook the value of what we already have. But a life of royalty isn't necessarily about adding more to your plate. Sometimes it's about fully appreciating what's already there. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough. And when you begin to see your life through that lens, every moment starts to feel richer, deeper, and more meaningful. When you operate from a place of gratitude, your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you become aware of the blessings already present. Your health, your breath, your loved ones, your talents, your resilience, your opportunities. These things may seem small when compared to material goals, but they are the true foundation of a fulfilling life. A grateful heart is a magnet for joy. It brings light into the darkest places and calm into the most chaotic ones. Kings and queens throughout history weren't just powerful because of what they owned. They held influence because they were deeply connected to their people, to their purpose, and to the values they honored. Gratitude anchors you to your values. It reminds you that what you have, when seen with appreciation, is already a form of wealth. It adds emotional richness to your experiences and gives you the humility to recognize the role others have played in your journey. Practicing gratitude also enhances relationships. When you regularly express appreciation to your family, friends, mentors, or even strangers, you not only lift their spirits, but you also deepen your connections. It becomes a ripple effect. Your grateful mindset encourages kindness, empathy, and trust in others. That's how communities grow stronger, how families become more united, and how personal fulfillment begins to flourish. Moreover, gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a conscious practice, a way of life. It can be cultivated through journaling, reflection, or simply pausing in the middle of a busy day to say a thank you. The more you train your mind to notice the good, the more goodness you begin to experience. Gratitude doesn't just make life feel better, it actually makes life better because it aligns your thoughts with what truly matters. Confidence is not something you wear on special occasions. It is the invisible crown you wear every day when you choose to believe in your own worth. To live life king size, confidence is not optional, it's essential. It's the foundation of how you carry yourself, how you make decisions, how you handle challenges, and how you interact with the world. It's not arrogance, not loudness, and not the need to prove anything to anyone. True confidence is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in self-acceptance. Many people believe that confidence comes after success, but it's actually the other way around. Success often follows confidence. Sure. When you believe you are capable, you take risks, speak up, try new things, and stretch beyond your comfort zone. A confident person doesn't wait for permission to act. They trust their instincts, their judgment, and their journey. That kind of mindset allows you to step into opportunities boldly rather than shrink away from them in fear. Your confidence is also reflected in how you handle failure. When your sense of worth is strong, setbacks don't break you, they build you. A confident person doesn't let rejection define them. They use it as fuel to grow stronger. They understand that even kings face defeat, but they rise again with more wisdom and resilience. Living life king size requires that kind of unshakable belief in your ability to overcome, rebuild, and move forward. Confidence shapes your relationships too. When you are sure of your value, you don't chase validation. You don't settle for less than you deserve. You don't cling to people who drain your energy. Instead, you set boundaries, surround yourself with those who uplift you, and attract healthier, more respectful connections. You become a leader in your own life, not because you command people, but because you inspire them by the way you walk through the world with self-respect. Confidence is a choice. It's not about having all the answers or being fearless. It's about showing up anyway, trusting that you are enough even in your most imperfect state. Whether you're starting something new, facing a challenge, or simply standing in your truth, your confidence is what gives you the strength to keep moving forward with your head held high. That's why it's your crown. Not something handed to you, but something you choose to wear every day with pride. One of the most noble and royal qualities a person can embody is generosity. Not just in money, but in spirit, in time, in kindness, in energy, and in love. To truly live life king size, you must learn to give without expecting anything in return. This is the hallmark of true abundance. A life of royalty isn't about how much you can hoard, but how much you can offer to the world without attachment, without ego, and without a scoreboard. In today's world, many people give with hidden conditions. They help only when it benefits them, support only those who praise them, or offer kindness only when they know it will be noticed. But the most powerful and fulfilling kind of giving is pure. It comes from the heart, not from a desire for reward or recognition. A person who gives like this becomes magnetic, respected, and deeply impactful. That's the kind of quiet greatness that defines a king-size life. When you give freely, a listening ear, a helping hand, a word of encouragement, a moment of your time, you not only uplift others, but you expand your own soul. You tap into a higher version of yourself, one that sees beyond personal gain. The joy you feel from lifting someone else, from being a source of light in someone's dark moment, is a richness that money can't buy. Generosity creates ripples, and often you'll never even know how far they go. Moreover, when you give without expecting, you remove the stress and disappointment that often come with conditional giving. You free yourself from keeping score. You no longer feel taken for granted because you didn't give to be acknowledged. You gave because it's who you are. And that mindset alone makes you powerful beyond measure. It reflects emotional maturity, inner security, and a deep trust in the law of life. What you give will always return, maybe not from where you expect, but in ways far greater than you imagined. Giving also reminds you of your own abundance. When you help others, you begin to realize how much you already have. It grounds you in gratitude. It strengthens your sense of purpose. It makes you a builder of community, not just a consumer of it. In a world that often encourages competition and self-centeredness, choosing to give selflessly is a radical act of leadership, a quiet revolution that turns ordinary people into extraordinary souls. Living life king-size isn't only about grand celebrations or headline-making achievements. In fact, it's often the smallest, most ordinary moments that carry the greatest potential for joy, connection, and meaning, if only we learn to recognize and savor them. You stop waiting for perfect moments and begin to experience love in all its raw, unpredictable, and beautiful forms. This kind of love is powerful because it's unconditional and expansive. It's not limited to what's convenient or comfortable. It's the kind of love that forgives even when it hurts, gives even when it's not returned, and stays soft even in a world that tries to harden it. It's the love that elevates an ordinary life into something majestic. The kind of life a true king or queen lives not by title, but by the way they touch hearts and inspire souls around them. So, as you move forward from today, ask yourself, are you merely surviving, or are you truly living, or are you truly living? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, or are you creating meaning in every breath you take? Living life king-size isn't about what the world gives you. It's about what you bring to the world. It's about showing up every day with boldness, gratitude, purpose, and love. Live with intention. Oh, Guryavi. Lead with courage, love without limits, because you don't need a crown to live like royalty. You just need to choose to live fully. Start today. Start now. Live life king-size.